Welcome back to another fun-filled adventure here on Punky's World. I got a Shark vacuum and it has a couple of issues. For one, this power switch seems like it's not working properly. Once you plug the vacuum in, it stays on and there's no way to shut it off by hitting the power button. So we need to address that and see what's going on with that. Second, I feel like this vacuum got into a horrible marriage, and at this point of the marriage, it decided to stop sucking. What I mean by that is it's got a lower hose issue where you're taking the vacuum, you're going across the floor, the rollers are spinning, but it's not all collecting into the canister right here for you to dump it. Something that's typical with Shark vacuums is that the lower hoses on these deals always split after hours of use, just because you're turning the head, you're going different directions. All that fatigue just causes the hose to split. We need to fix the power switch, and we need to address this hose and fix it and put this vacuum back in a happy marriage where it continues to suck. First of all, I don't like to sell things that don't work properly. I'm not about selling something that half-ass works. If it doesn't work fully, properly, I don't want to sell it. I want to be able to sell it and then have zero issues when I give it to the customer. We need to open this unit up and see if we can't figure out if the power button is somehow disconnected, a wire broke on it, or if we just have a bad switch. Basically what happens is you plug this in and it's just on full time. I've never taken one of these apart before, so this should be interesting. I see that there are some screws all right here. These are safety screws. I think I have some safety tools to pull off these Torx. I kind of got it to turn. That might work. I'm very slow and careful. I might be able to do this. This one's not going to come out without a proper safety Torx bit. So I'm back to work on this thing. I didn't have the right tool, the right Torx for whatever reason, because it has a security deal on it. So now I can actually start removing the screws on this thing and we can see what is going on with our switch. Let's see if this one's going to be a problem. No, it is not. It was a problem before when I was taking the screw out with the other T25 Torx that I was using. For some reason, it just did not want to come out. It's got a little hole at the end of the Torx, and maybe the other one was just slightly smaller. I guess we'll pull this filter here. I'm just going to start unscrewing stuff. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get at the switch. I've never taken one of these apart to have to dick with it to actually get at the switch. I've never had a switch that failed on a Shark vacuum before. Come on, baby. There we go. Screws back in the bag. The bottom ones are a little longer than the ones we've been taking out of the back side, just as a reference. It's only the bottom sides that are a little bit longer. Take these things which hold all the accessories. We'll put these in the bag as well. There's some more hidden ones right here. Oh, I'm so glad that this Torx bit worked, because I was irritated yesterday when I was taking it apart and the other one didn't work appropriately. Okay, again, this is a smaller screw. The longer ones go for the accessory deals. I guess we'll take this part of the cover off. This is also the same size, just a regular short style screw, Torx one. I don't even know if I need to take all these parts off, but in case there's one that's hidden back there, I just attached a magnet to my tool to help me get some of these Torx out. Where are the other hidden screws? There is one up in here. Also a smaller style screw. Okay, we're getting somewhere. There we go. Okay, we got that portion off. Okay, so the trim pieces come off. There's a screw right there, and there's another screw on this side, I'm assuming. Looks like they just have little snaps that's sort of in the middle. I'm guessing it's gonna be on, probably gonna be on this side here. Yes, okay. Got that off. Now we could probably take this. Okay, good, good, good. Yes, okay. This is a longer one, just like the accessory ones down at the bottom right here. These are longer. Don't screw that up. Okay, we're freaking getting somewhere. Oh my god, all this just to get out a stupid switch. I love it. How do I open this? Ah, there it is. Okay. If you're looking at the back side where this hose thing goes in, that's where the power button is. Yeah, I don't think the power button is very responsive. We need to keep going further down the rabbit hole here. See if we can't separate this easily. Yes, we can. And I caught that. I don't know if you saw that on camera. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Here we go. Finally, we're at the back side of this son of a bitch. And this is a cute little switch. Is there a part number on it? There is, actually. There's a little tab right there. You gotta press, and the switch comes off like that. Great. Let's test it with the ohms meter. It'll probably be connected. It's probably stuck in the on position right now, because that's how it was when we first got it. This one is cooked. like mechanically it's messed up. Let me see if I can get the part number off of this, and let's see if we can't just order another switch, throw this thing back in, and at least this problem is solved. So I found the switch on the Amazon. It comes with 5 of them, which I don't need, and it's for $7.99, but I can get it overnight at least. I don't need 5 of them, I just need the one of them. Let's see if we can't just take this apart real quick and just see what's going on. I can't guarantee that I'm able to fix this, but stranger things have happened. No, this is way too corroded. I'm not gonna do with it. But we know I took it apart. At least I know that it could be salvageable, but I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to. It might be okay, it might not, but I don't want to sell this vacuum to somebody and then all of a sudden the switch stops working and then, oh, you sold me something that doesn't work. No, I'm not doing that. We're just gonna put a proper switch back in it and we'll send it on its way and we'll fix this problem. I was able to order some new switches. Of course, it comes in a pack of like 5 of them. I don't need 5 of them, but as you can see, this is a working one. On, off. On, off. So we're gonna replace that. It looks very similar. This one does have a little bit shorter terminals. These are a little bit longer. It shouldn't be a problem. So we're gonna install that and hopefully we can fix this portion of the vacuum and get this thing going again. We're gonna put this switch in place like so. We have these connectors. Hook these ones back up like so. Great. One thing I did notice is that this piece has a break to it. We can put a dab of glue on there. We can fix that up. We're gonna throw this in place. The power switch is working, so this is good. Now remember, the ones on the top are the longer ones of the screws. Start putting them in. You get the picture. We're putting the screws back in the top right here. There's 2 on the top before you put on the trim pieces, and there's also 2 in the bottom. That, and then this one moves like so. Okay. Perfect. We have the bottom piece right here where it's got these little accessory deals where whatever accessory you have, they can go on there. They have to wedge in there like this. And that also gets one of the longer screws as well. Put the longer screw in there and we start screwing. Boy, I keep saying screwing a lot, you know? Screw this, screw that, screwing. I'm screwing, I'm screwing. I think I paid $5 for this vacuum just because I've gotten some of these over the past where they just stopped sucking, or I've had to have like the hoses replaced in the actual motor head part of the vacuum. I fixed them fairly cheaply and then I was able to turn a profit on them. Now we have a bunch of screws that we have to put back into this thing, so let's get to it. Okay, and then we go to the front end right here. Spin this bitch around. Cool. I think we got all the screws in there, so that's good. We'll just take this section to the bench and see what we can do to deal with this hose next. So now we got to take apart this vacuum roller head portion right here. Obviously there's a huge split in this hose. That's not good because it's going to push, it's going to suck and it's just going to come out the side right here. You're not going to get good suction. This thing's going to be, it's going to be janky. And as scratched up and janky as it is, I want to make it as efficient as possible. We're going to open brush roll access area. We're going to take this cover and just put it aside. I'm just going to put it right here where I'll probably lose it. Just kidding. It's right there. I shouldn't lose it at all. We're gonna pull the brush out. There's a bunch of little hairs in this, and the good thing about this brush is that it doesn't seem like super worn down at all. I feel like there's still a lot of life left in this, which is a good thing. We're gonna put this aside right here as well. There's also another brush right here in front you can remove. Push on this tab right here where it says eject roller. That comes out. There's a whole bunch of screws on this thing, okay? There's screws right up on the top right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And this is gonna be probably a different Torx because these ones are a little bit smaller and these are security bit Torx. Wanna make sure you have the right bit. Feels like a T10. And yes, the screws are going in the bag. I haven't forgotten about my typical scolding everybody to put the damn screws in the bag. These screws that are in the front are a T10. The other ones, I believe, are a T20. Now while we're in here, I want you to look at this. See, these are the wheels that the thing slides on. These are rough. I'm gonna have to take some of the hair off of that, clean them up. I'll put some heavy duty lube on there, get them going, maybe a little grease of some sort. I think I can switch to the T25 now, or T20, excuse me. Keep her going louder. Let's go, come on. Magnets, dude, science!
Yes, science!
Look, a hair removal brush. It actually comes with it. That's nice. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yay! Okay. Look at that. We're inside of her. Yeah. Man, there's already a broken piece right here. Where did that go to? What's the problem with like all these plastic things? They just are so brittle, they break. Well, I need to figure out where that one goes to. I want to know where that plastic piece came from. I mean, to be fair, this vacuum is beat. So I'm literally just kind of cutting the hose itself. So now it's gonna just unweave itself. Oh, and then there's the wheel sensors right here too. So be careful, don't f that up. Not a wheel sensor, I don't know what you call that. What I'm doing here is I'm just gonna pull it through like this, and it should unweave its whole self through. See how it's going like that? And eventually you'll be able to just pull the whole thing out, and then you can slide a new hose in there, and it should stay. The hose is already compromised, so you're not hurting it by doing this. So don't worry about that. That's a long hose. All right, that part's out, and this should slide out, I think. Oh, you gotta convince it though. Let me get my pliers. There it is, right there. Bam. And surprisingly, this actually has a little plastic deal on the end of it versus the new one. I don't think it has that one. No, it doesn't come with it. Cut some of this funk out of here. There, just discard that. Continue pulling this shit through. Does that make sense? You pull all this shit through. It just comes out, discard it, and once you get the wire portion out of it, it should come loose-ish. And actually here, there's a tab I think I can push down on this. I got the hose out. I'm gonna see if I can get it out, and then hopefully the other one will thread in there somehow, but I think the other one's a little bit different size hose. Yeah, it's too big. Some of these units, you can literally take this hose and it will thread in there, but these actually have little ends that kind of keep it in place. Instead of doing that half-ass, I actually found an 1.25" hose. That is the Shark hose. Gonna get shipped here tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm in a holding pattern until that happens because I want to put the right hose in there so that I can reuse these adapters and everything, but I need to clean them up and all that. In the meantime, I need to do something about this vacuum because it is just disgusting. I mean, look at that. There's just funk and filth and all that, and I want to spray the circuit board down with some electrical parts cleaner stuff solution, so maybe we'll work on that for a little bit. These springs right here are a little rusty. We'll just put a little dab of some white lithium grease in there and in the springs. We need to get at the rollers that are on the bottom of this thing, so we're going to carefully just kind of turn it over, get our screwdriver and pop these bad boys out. Look at all that funk. Look at all that freaking hair for days. Oh my goodness. Yuck. Yucky, yucky. Let's clean that out. We'll put some lithium grease on there. This is just all part of tuning it up. This is also a hobby you could take on if you're interested. Flipping something, if you need to figure out, like, what can I do? What do people need, you know? It's usually always the hoses that are split on these things. 9 times out of 10, it's got a split hose or it's plugged somewhere, so then you just gotta unplug it and clean all the crap out of it. This is another thing that you can flip. You can get vacuums and just, you know, go to town on it, and then you're good to go, you know? Like, you just make a little side hustle right there flipping vacuums. You know, people need vacuums. So I'm just putting just a tiny bit of white lithium grease inside of here. That way this wheel is back in action. It should spin better. And already it's spinning better. So we're gonna take this one out now. All right, good, that one's cleaned out. I'm taking my little screwdriver, just kind of going boop, 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 boop. Spray a little grease in there. Oh my goodness, it's like it's brand new. That one probably could use a little love too. It's, well, first of all, it's got hair in it, so let's cut all the hair out. It's a little rust in there, it looks like. I don't know what's up with that, but we'll lube it up. Yeah, that's actually helping, I think. Oh yeah, much better. I don't know what this portion is, but we need to take it apart because you can see it's just moving around. It looks like it's busted or something. We may have to glue it in place and figure that funk out. Let's see, a broken tab of some sort. So many broken pieces, like Jesus Christ, dude. Maybe that's where that plastic piece was. Oh shoot, I gotta figure out where that went. Yeah, wait, okay. Oh, it's down here. Oh yeah, okay, I see. All right, well at least I know where the plastic pieces go for this thing, so that's good. All right, the plastic piece, I mean, it goes right there. I'm gonna start gluing. I'm gonna save you the 1s and 0s, but just know that I'm gluing these little tabs back in for this guy to mount in there, and we'll put this piece right here, we'll put a glue in there so that way it goes into place and it'll be more solid. And I think that has something to do with it staying upright too, so we want to make sure that's fixed. Just to give you a quick update, I glued in those tabs that were busted, so I'm gonna let that dry, and then I will be putting this back in place, and we'll screw this back down, but that needs to get fixed. And then I'm gonna dick with this this part right here that's broken, just so I can fix that plastic piece. Might as well try to utilize it. And just like that, we're back with another day of this stuff. I've been just waiting on parts. That's been my problem with all of this. Anyways, I got a different hose. It's still slightly a little bigger. Honestly, I think we can still make it work in our favor. After a few bad words, a few shits, and other nasty bad words, I managed to get this into there. It's done. Right here, there's a little part of this thing that's got a thing where it extends out a little bit. That is what this is. And right up here is a plastic piece that will slide into there and it will lock in place. Before I do this one, I'm going to align the one that's up the shaft here, so that way that one locks in place first, and that way I can still get that piece in there easy enough. And it's got to slide in there, and there's a tab that's back there where it's got to slide into. All right, well, I got the damn hose in there. So what I found that works is that I use my long screwdriver, and on the opposite end right here, I would shove my screwdriver in and I would push at the coil pieces to kind of get it in place, because it would get bunched up. Anyways, it locked into place on the end of this. Now we have to lock this portion into here. There's a little tab right here with some wires that goes in. That's got to slide in before you can install the hose. I'm going to push this right here. I'm going to set this down in place. Take my screwdriver, push that right there. There we go. Now we're in business. That is in place. It is good to go. And then once this is the top portion's on here, it'll lock in place and it'll be great. Now we can start putting this prick back together. Got a little shark hook. Okay. That top portion's in. We still have to screw in from the bottom. Maybe we'll put the roller in. I think you can go like this. Let's make it so you can jump it up like that. Great. Okay, before we put in the front roller, these are a little bit different size. There's 5 screws, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This thing is pretty much overhauled now. Now we can put this roller brush back in. Cool, that one's back in place. Now we can start putting all these other screws in, which you're gonna be using this other screw head. I'm just gonna drop them in. Cool. All right, this should be done. I have no screws left. Cool. Let's test it out. That's the rug we're going to clean. I have personally been not vacuuming this rug because I needed a test rug for this reason. And this is the filthy rug we're going to do. So let's give it a whirl and we'll test her out. So, just to give you an idea, I cleaned this entire vacuum out before I started this job, and this rug is so dirty. It is so gross, and everything sticks to it. It actually did a really good job. We can hit the lift away button. Oh my goodness. That was filthy. Anyways, thank you for joining me this week on Punky's World. The vacuum was a success. We fixed it, it works, and now you know how to change a vacuum hose out, as well as a switch if you ever have a problem with it going bad. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I never know when I'm gonna post, and I hope that you're excited to see me on the next episode. Cheers, everybody. Woo! Looks like this vacuum is single after all. It's starting to suck.